Hey, Life Church family. The last few weeks on Tuesdays, I've been talking to you about some of the wonderful attributes of our God, attributes of both His greatness, of His goodness, and worship is really about having our eyes focused on what He can do and all of His greatness. And when we recognize that, we are way better off than when we slip into our human DNA default, that old, sinful, self-sufficient mode. Now, just so you know, and maybe you felt it at times, exhaustion and frustration has a way, in difficult times, of showing us what's really going on down inside of us, way down deep. I mean, are we leaning on God for all that we need? Or are we powering up in self-reliance? And self-reliance is far more dangerous than it might seem to you. Even the idea of if I'm willing to work hard, I can do anything. I mean, really? I mean, how's that going right now in the middle of Corona? Anything to say? Well, Psalm 147 verse 10 and 11 says, "His delight is not in the strength of the horse, nor his pleasure in the legs of a man." And then verse 11, "But the Lord takes pleasure in those who fear him, in those who hope in his steadfast love." So many times our confidence is in the strength of our legs, the scripture says. Whether that be our grit, whether that be our tenacity, even our own work ethic, or maybe our strategies, if we can just do some strategery, our ability to address problems. And many times we even pride ourselves by putting hashtag Tony Strong. I'm amazing. Look at me. I'm absolutely awesome. Really? There's only one who's strong. And if you want to fight the fleshly idea of you being strong, when in all actuality you are very weak, you need to begin meditating on all that He can do, that we actually cannot do. I mean, you can read the other verses in Psalm 147 and you can see what I mean. Verse 8, "Do you place each cloud in the sky?" I mean, are you involved in making it rain? Verse 16 and 17, do you craft every snowflake? Verse 9, "Do you feed the animals all over the world, even the ants?" I mean, really? Verse 4, "Do you count the stars in the sky?" And not only count them, but you name them. Verse 3, "Do you heal people's hearts?" If you're smart, you'll look at this and say, "No, I don't." Yet, for some reason, there's this thing inside of us that thinks we can rely on ourselves. And sometimes we don't even mean to do it. We just slip into it. You might call it habits. And a person that deep down inside trusts themselves can't help but turn from the Lord. You and I, if you are walking with God, your strength comes from God. Chapter 73, verse 26 says it this way, "My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever and ever." In Isaiah 40, He gives power to the faint. Realizing you are weak is not really all that bad. Don't continue to deny it. I leave you with this verse. Psalm 84 verse 5 says this, "We have done nothing good apart from God who did it through us." I pray that you realize that today, and I pray that you're liberated because of it. Because whether you realize it or not, God's got this. Have a great day in Jesus.